Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. Four babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade, and our hope is that you won't have to work a little bit harder when you learn to trade currency, and we are so confident that we can train you that we'll let you trade with our money. In this session, we are going to use one of our trade signals to see if we can find a good setup so that I can demonstrate how easy it is to use the signals and how accurate the signals are. So with that, let's jump in. It is, by the way, it is Thursday, September 21st, and it's a little after 6:30 in the morning. So let's jump in. We need to listen to this guy, and we will get going.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about our program is that we do these live sessions. One as a training mechanism, and two, so that you can make your own evaluation as to how good the trading tools are and if they're for you. I do 3 sessions a week on Thursday and Tuesday morning at this time, and then also on Monday afternoon at 3:30. Every afternoon at about 4:15, I send out a trade setup that you are welcome to copy for a trade that I just took. And I also send out a little video that shows how I figured it out. When you become a regular member, we do sessions like this every morning at 10 and every evening at 10. And one of our secret sauces is, any well-managed company is providing continuous training, and that's one of the things that we do every Wednesday evening. We have an advanced member meeting, and every Saturday morning, back to the basics, where we're continuing to review the various trade strategies and answer questions. I work off of a little checklist that kind of helps keep me focused. As I get a little older, I notice I'm starting to forget some things. So a little checklist makes sure I don't miss anything. Good habit to restart our green charts every day, clears out the memory and picks up any updates. At the end of the day, it is good to review the trades that didn't go our way to figure out why they didn't. And one of the nice things about our indicators is got the simulator on it, so you can go back to the exact point in time and take a look at what you were looking at to figure out why a trade didn't go the way you wanted. And when you're trading our money, we're always there to help. If you can't see it, we'll give you feedback. On last night's overnight trades, both closed profitably. We are technical traders. We are trading based on the price action. Fundamental traders trade based on the news. So even though we're not trading on the news, we want to know what that news is so that we can trade around it. And we see that news by going to forexfactory.com, forexfactory.com breaks news down into three categories: yellow, which is low impact, which I generally don't worry about; orange, which is medium impact, which I generally don't worry about. But these red guys are high impact. And I don't want to take a trade when there's a red item coming up, generally within 2 hours of that. So 7 a.m., there's going to be some news on the pound. And we are within the 2 hours of that. We're 25 minutes away. And then again at 8:30 on the U.S. Dollar, there's going to be unemployment claims. So with these two things, we're not going to trade the pound or the dollar this morning. Japan, if there's no, looks like it's going to be at the end of the day. Any trade that we take this morning will be done before then. So with that, let's jump in and take a look. The signal I'm going to use is something called the 10-point signal. As I said, we've got a variety of signals. I like to trade off of a 1 hour chart. And what will happen is once we train you, we will create a specific trade plan that kind of suits your availability to trade and your risk preferences. On the 1 hour chart, allows me to get in and out within 1 to 3 hours. And it's usually good for anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. And you'll see that a good number of my trades are around 11 pips. And if I can do that 3 times a day, I will be very successful. Some days I do a little bit more, some days I do a little bit less. But on average, I'm getting 30 pips a day. And the strategy here is just to get all the lines from the 3 different sections of the chart to line up. And when I do, I've got a good trade. My focus is on getting the direction of the move correct. If I can get the direction of the move correct, I can make some money. I'm not as interested in the entry because the move is on a 1 hour chart. If the move can be worth up to 35 pips, I can carve out 11 pips out of that and be on my way. So let's go ahead and take a look. Even though we're not going to trade on the USD, we'll still do our analysis and see if we see a good setup. One of the things I want you to get is the ability to identify, hey, there's a setup there. Let's take the trade. I am trading off of the light 6 major chart, which is one of the standard charts. On the Australian dollar, US dollar, I start my analysis in the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray line is the minor indicator. This horizontal red line is the oversold line. This horizontal blue line is the overbought line. And what I'm trying to do is find situations where the lines, the majors and minors, are either below the red line pointing up or above the blue line pointing down. So it's simple. Market's oversold, that's a good time to buy. Market's overbought, that's a good time to sell. So here we are oversold, but the majors are going down. The minors have started to turn. I want everybody going up. I don't have that here. Euro USD overbought. Minors are going down. Majors are going down, but they're not going down that steeply. So I've got 3 points here. The first point that we're oversold. The second point, all the lines are going down. The third point is the red line is on top and the black line is on top. So I got 3 points here, which are the 3 points I'm looking for. But I don't like the slope of the green line. The slope of the green line is less than 45 degrees. And I don't like that we have a kink in the line where we're going from more steep to less steep. Normally, when I see the 3 points, I would jump up to the TNTs and count how many lines here are supporting the sell signal I'm seeing here. Thick orange is going down. Thin orange is going down. The blues are inversely related. And what that means is when blue is going up, that means sell. So all 4 are telling me sell. I need a minimum of 3 of the 4 telling me sell. when I have that, then I'm going to jump down to the pressure, which is the third element that I'm looking for. And I want either the lines going down or the red line on top. And right now I've got weak up pressure. What makes it weak is the slope of the lines, which is at less than 45 degrees, and the gap between the lines. The tighter these lines are, the stronger the signal. The steeper the slope, the stronger the signal. So I don't have a point here. And if I want to have points from all three sections, when I have points from all three sections, that gives me the highest probability, because I've got agreement or alignment between each of the sections are measuring something different. And when I can get alignment across all three, that's a strong trade. Can I get a good trade if I have just the majors and minors? Yeah, you can, but it's not going to be as accurate. And for me, it's harder to make back a loss than to not take a trade. So part of my trade plan is if I don't see the signal, the setup that I want, I'm not taking the trade, because I'd rather keep the money in my pocket. Pound USD, oversold, everybody's going up. Double cross, greens on top, grays on top. I like this signal. We got a better than 45 degree angle, and the slope of the green line. The green line is just entering the channel, which is I prefer. But the problem is we got news on this guy coming up in 10 minutes, or not 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So we're not going to trade it. But this is a nice signal. I've got 3 out of the 4 here. The 2 orange lines going up, dotted blue coming down. I don't have the pressure, though. Don't have the pressure. I've got strong down pressure, or stronger down pressure than like this up pressure. The lines are closer. Steepness on the line isn't that great, though. So let's pass dollar Canadian dollar overbought. Majors are still going. Everybody's still going up, so nothing there. Dollar Swiss franc overbought. Minors are coming down. Majors, both lines are coming down, but I don't really have the double cross yet. The red line hasn't crossed over, so this isn't quite ripe. Dollar yen. Oversold, everybody's still going down. So here's a case where, I told you I'm interested in carving out 11 pips. Here's a case where you could have taken a trade, oversold last hour, oversold. It changed direction. The miners changed direction, and you could have carved out 24 pips on this. Just not part of my trade strategy. Can you make money when it's oversold and going down? Yes, you can. But again, I'm minimizing what I'll accept for a trade. Euro pound, overbought, coming down. Double cross. So we got 3 points here. 2 orange lines coming down, dotted blue coming up. So 3 points here, which I need a minimum of 3. But I've got up pressure with green on top. So we're going to pass. Again, we get that news item coming up in just a little bit on the pound. Australian dollar, yen, oversold. Everybody's kind of sideways here. Weak down, sideways. On a 1 hour chart, we're not going to trade the Australian dollar yen at this time of day, as it's 9 p.m. in Australia. Euro Canadian dollar, overbought going up. And again, here's a scenario. Generally, you're going to expect when we're overbought that it's going to go down eventually. But you can see here, been overbought for the last 5 hours, and it's moved almost 50 pips up. So here's a case where had you taken a buy or had you taken a sell, you would have gotten stopped out when you saw this downturn. You got, well, would have been less here, but you don't quite at any of these points have a clear sell signal going on. But again, we want to minimize the bad trades that we're taking. Take them out of the option pool, and the indicators give us a good snapshot of when to get in. Oversold, miners going up, majors haven't committed yet. Pound yen, oversold, miners are sideways, majors still going down, so nothing there. Euro, Australian dollar, overbought, everybody's coming down. Double cross, reds on top, blacks on top. We got a little kink in the line, the green line here, which I don't like. The angle on the green line is more than 45 degrees. So we've got 3 here. We've got 3 here, 2 orange lines going down, dotted blue coming up, and we have the red line on top. So here are all the elements that I'm looking for. Problem is we get that news item coming on. So I'm not going to trade with the news item coming on. So let's go to the next group, another 6 pairs. Canadian dollar, yen, oversold, everybody's going down. Euro, New Zealand dollar, just reaching oversold. Pound, New Zealand dollar, oversold, starting to turn. We don't have the up movement on the majors. Again, we're not trading the pound. New Zealand dollar, yen. Whatever news that happened with the yen caused that big down move. But we're going to pass. And this is like the end of the end of the trading day in Japan. It's 8 in the evening when we're getting this big down move. New Zealand USD, overbought sideways. Euro, Swiss franc, overbought. Everybody's going down. Double cross. Green line is going from less steep to more steep, so I like that. I prefer the green line to be a little bit closer to the overbought line, but I've got 3 points here, 3 points here, 2 orange lines coming down, dotted blue coming up. I don't have the pressure, though. Don't have the pressure. So we'll pass. We'll go to the 4th group. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, we're in the middle of the channel at just the halfway mark. Usually I don't like to take trades at the halfway mark. We did get a turn in the middle of the channel. Again, I usually like to get it, I'm not crazy about turns in the middle of the channel. Sometimes on the euro dollar, if we get a turn in the middle of the channel, I'll consider taking it. But as I don't normally trade this, I stay away from pairs that I don't normally trade. Even, so the signal isn't exactly what I want. I want the majors to have started down here. Swiss franc, yen, oversold, majors going down, minors sideways. Euro, yen, again, whatever this news was. What was there news that we missed? What was that caused that big down move? There's no Japanese news unless something. This is today. Unless this came out already, it doesn't have a time on it. Whatever this is, this was announced. Let's see if there's anything in here. More hawkish than expected is good for currency. So let's all right, so good for currency. Yen is second here. So this means the yen is getting stronger. So there was that announcement. So here was the red item. It didn't have a time on it, but it was released. It's good for currency, and you saw that big move. Pound Australian dollar. We just touched oversold. Everybody's going up. We do have the double cross, so we got 3 points here. Green line is a little bit better than 45 degrees. Thick orange is going up, 2 blue lines going down. So we got 3 of the 4 here, which is different than the 3 out of the 4 we were seeing in the other pairs, where it was the 2 orange lines and the dotted blue. But we've got sideways pressure. Green lines going up, red lines going down. So we don't have the pressure with us there. NZD, Swiss franc, overbought. Minors coming down, majors not committed. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, overbought. Everybody's coming down. I've got the double cross. Red is on top, green's on top. The green line is about 45 degrees, I'd say. 2 orange lines going down, dotted blue coming up. So 3 of the 4. But again, we don't have the pressure. Pressure's about to cross. The red line's about to cross. The lines are converging. They're getting closer. And maybe next hour this will cross. But we just don't quite have the signal there. So we just gone through 24 pairs. We did not see a good setup. Sometimes that happens. But one of the nice things is we will teach you multiple strategies. So I am going to change horses real quick. And we're going to go to a different setup. This is a little scalp trade, thick orange line. And this trade is I take it off of a 1-hour chart. You can also take it off of a 30-minute chart. It's worth a few less pips. And you want to have at least one of the pairs actively trading. And you want to take it when there's 5 minutes remaining. 5 minutes remaining on the hour. Some people actually wait till the hour changes and they want to, and I'll show you what I mean by that. But basically, it is trying to trade off of what the position of the thick orange line is. And the thick orange line is a scaled number. And when it's as high as it can go, it is at 10. And when it's as low as it can go, it's at 0. So I'm looking for a scenario where it's either 10 or 0 or within 1 point of either end. So that's part 1 of the trade. And then there's a second confirmation part. But let's see if we can first see a part 1. So 5 isn't close enough. 4 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. I'm looking for 0 or 10 or within 1. 0 is close enough. 0 is there. It's been at 0 the last 2 hours. And when I see this, my confirmation is to look at what the position is of the red line on the majors. And I want it beyond the horizontal red line. And we have that. Red line is beyond the red line here. So I've got part 1 and part 2. So this trade tells me that you can kind of think of it when I see this and this. I've pulled a rubber band, and when the candle changes at the top of the next hour, there's going to be a little snap. So with that, that's worth 5 pips. And I just want to double check the news. News is on the Great Britain pound. So we're good there. So we're going to go ahead and take a 5 pip buy on the euro yen. 5 pip buy on the euro yen. It's still, it's about between 1 and 2 in Europe. So let's open up. You can take that in your simulator, or we can go to MetaTrader 4 if you're using that. So we're looking at the euro yen. I do not have the euro yen open, so I'm going to go to File, New Chart, and it'll probably be down in this third group here, euro yen right here. I'm going to change it to a 1 hour chart, and I am going to go ahead and click New Order. This is a demo account that I'm showing you, and I've got a $7,700 in it. To figure out the lot size, if you move this decimal spot over 4 places, that comes out to 0.77. I can take anywhere from half of this to double this. I am going to, if I take the 0.77, that allows me to take one more trade and still have my margin percentage okay. So I'm going to take a market buy. Then I'm going to right click, go to modify. This trade is worth 5 pips. 5 pips equals 50 points. So I put in 50 up here. I click the little blue button. It does the math for me. And this trade is right about 90% of the time. So with that accuracy rate, I can use a 4-to-1 stop loss. So I'm going to take 4 times 5 is 20. So I'm going to add an extra 0 to convert the pips to points. I click the little button here. It does the math for me. And one of the things I like to do is make sure I'm getting a full 5 pips. So I'm going to just look at the number we came in at. We came in at 175.426. So if I add 5 to 0.42, I'm going to go to 0.47. 476. Put it in, and I want to make sure we got both in there. So I am expecting this to close within the next hour. Now, some traders on this will wait. We'll wait till the hour changes in a minute, 2 minutes, and they'll want to see this number jump by 1 to take the trade. I've done it enough where I'm comfortable taking it when I see this at 0 and the red line below this red line. Let's see if we've got any more, but we'll come back and see if this number changes in just a minute. 2 isn't close enough. 5 isn't close enough. 3 isn't close enough. 4 isn't close enough. 0.6 is close enough. That is within 1 of 0. But look where my red line is. My red line is on the north side of the oversold line. I want it to be on the other side. I want it to kind of be where the green line is. So this is telling me there's still more down in the move. Right now, the orange line thinks that there's no more down in the move. I want both to agree, and I don't have that. 1 isn't close enough. 1.7 not close enough. 1.9 not close enough. 2.9 not close enough. 1.3 not close enough. 0.5, that is close enough. And the red line is way down here. So I've got both elements of the trade. I am not going to take this because we already have one that has the yen in it. So we're basically trading the yen, and both of these are not current. It's not the active trading day in either of these markets. When we had the euro, it's still an active market there. So it's going to take a little bit longer. So let's jump back and see what we saw. Euro yen. So it jumped to 1.4. It was at 0. It's jumped to 1.4. So I expect to get this within the next hour. That this will turn around and give us what we've taken. So we took a sell. Oh, holy smokes! Almost got stopped out there. We took a buy on the euro yen at, holy smokes, we're going to get stopped out here. When you have a big down move like this, now this might be the only time where, even though we had the signal, when you have a big down move like this, there tends to be some built-in pressure for it to keep going down, versus when you have those two scenarios and you don't have this big down move. So sometimes there's a bit of a head fake, because when buyers see this big down move, they start to jump in and buy, and then it just keeps going down. So we'll see what happens. We had the signal. I guess the only caveat was that because of the big down move, maybe we shouldn't have taken it. But we'll see. We'll see. And if that's the case, that gets added into my repertoire for one more condition to not take it. All right, gang. Thanks so much. If you want to learn to be a successful currency trader, these tools are the best that I found. And our training is excellent. People who do the training are all traders. They're very good. And because you're trading company money, we care. We're keeping an eye on what you're doing. And if we see you start to go south, we will step in and try to figure out what you're doing wrong and correct it. So you're getting the feedback that you need to be on top of your game. All right. Thank you, gang. We will see you on Monday afternoon at 3:30. Bye-bye.